Imagine your calendar bursting at the seams, meetings back to back, social invites piling up, your inbox exploding, and yet none of it feels truly meaningful. You're exhausted, overwhelmed, and unable to focus on what really matters. Now picture the opposite, a single, powerful word that, when used wisely, clears the noise, protects your time, and aligns your life with your deepest values. Welcome to the transformative power of saying no. In a culture that equates cooperation with constant agreement, learning to decline isn't just polite, it's revolutionary. Saying no guards your energy, sharpens your focus, and fosters authentic relationships built on mutual respect. But beyond personal boundaries, mastering no ignites lasting healing, deeper self-awareness, and even sparks collective change. In this article, we'll explore why no is far more than a rejection. It's your secret superpower. You'll discover how this small word can dismantle burnout, cultivate emotional resilience, and create space for what truly matters. Ready to reclaim your time, your health, and your sense of self? Let's dive in. We've been taught that yes is kind, cooperative, even heroic. Yet every yes you utter to obligations that don't align with your values secretly drains your energy and dilutes your focus. Ironically, saying no, long demonized as rude or unhelpful, protects your time, clarifies priorities, and preserves your well-being. Consider this: every yes to an extra project or social engagement is also a no to rest, creativity, or meaningful connection. Each unguarded agreement chips away at your capacity to say yes to what truly matters. In this paradox, no becomes the gateway to purposeful living, while indiscriminate yeses chain you to busyness without fulfillment. Embrace no not as rejection, but as a tool of discernment. By mastering this paradox, you transform a simple word into a powerful act of self-respect and intentional choice. Setting boundaries feels risky. What if you disappoint someone, stir conflict, or face rejection? Yet each time you muster the courage to say no, you carve out space for your priorities and reinforce self-respect. Boundaries aren't walls. They're declarations of what you value and how you choose to spend your time. Start small. Decline one request this week that doesn't serve your goals, an extra meeting, a favor that drains you, or a social invite you dread. Use an I statement, I can't take this on right now, to own your decision without blame. Notice the knot of discomfort in your gut. That's proof you're challenging old habits. With every compassionate no, you strengthen your boundary muscle. Doors close on distractions and open on opportunities aligned with your vision. Over time, saying no becomes an act of kindness to yourself and to others, ensuring that when you do say yes, it comes from a place of genuine choice. Why is such a small word, no, so hard to say? Beneath the hesitation often lies a deep fear of rejection, of being seen as selfish, rude, or unkind. Many of us were conditioned from childhood to associate obedience with love and approval, so when we say no, it can feel like we're risking our place in someone's heart. This fear activates our nervous system. Saying no might cause a spike in anxiety, a racing heart, or the urge to explain ourselves excessively. But that reaction isn't a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a sign you're stepping outside of a deeply ingrained pattern. To overcome this, pause and breathe. Name the fear silently. I'm afraid they'll be disappointed. Then remind yourself, disappointment isn't danger. You're not responsible for managing other people's emotions, only your own integrity. Each no rewires the fear into freedom. Many people seek change by trying to cure their exhaustion, taking breaks, booking vacations, or meditating once a week. But real healing often begins with the word no. Because healing isn't just about rest. It's about reclaiming your energy from where it's leaking. When you say no to what drains you, endless obligations, people-pleasing, overcommitting, you stop treating symptoms and start addressing the root. Healing is not a quick fix. It's the slow, steady act of protecting your time, your peace, and your truth. And each no becomes a boundary that keeps your energy where it belongs, with you. Over time, your nervous system begins to feel safer. Life stops being a reaction and becomes a conscious choice. You're no longer surviving. You're rebuilding. That's the difference between curing and healing. Saying no doesn't push people away. It filters in the right ones. When you stop pretending to agree, to be available, to be okay with everything, you stop performing and start relating. The people who stay when you're honest are the ones who see the real you and choose you anyway. That's not rejection. That's revelation. True connection begins when you draw a line and someone says, "I respect that." Your no invites others to meet you where you actually are, not where they want you to be. And in that space, something rare happens. Trust. Authenticity is magnetic. When you stop hiding behind politeness and say what you mean, the relationships that remain aren't just strong, they're real. Every time you say no to what drains you, you're saying yes to a different world. Not just for you, but for everyone watching. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're contagious. When one person dares to speak up, others begin to question the roles they've silently accepted. One no can ripple through a family, a workplace, a culture. It can disrupt patterns of exploitation, silence, and burnout. This is how quiet revolutions begin. Not always in protests, but in private moments of courage, in choosing discomfort over resentment, in prioritizing integrity over approval. Your refusal to conform can become someone else's permission to breathe. That's how change starts, one brave no at a time. Insight without action fades, so let's practice. 1. The mirror test. Each morning, look into the mirror and say no out loud to something that's been weighing on you. It could be a toxic habit, an obligation you dread, or a person who drains you. Hear yourself. Believe it. 2. The yes. Journal. For 1 week, write down every time you say yes but mean no. At the end, review the list. What patterns do you see? What fears are driving those false yeses? 3. The 3-second pause before answering any request. Pause for 3 seconds. Ask, if I say yes now, what am I saying no to? This builds space between your reflex and your truth. 4. The no rehearsal practice, saying no in front of a friend or mirror. Use real scenarios. Make it short, clear, kind. The more you rehearse, the less fear holds you hostage. Saying no is a muscle. Strengthen it, and you reshape your life. In a world that constantly demands our compliance, saying no is not rebellion, it's rebirth. Each no is a small act of liberation, a quiet declaration that you are no longer living for approval, but for alignment. You don't need to scream, fight, or justify. A firm no spoken with clarity is enough. It protects your time, your energy, your peace, and most importantly, your truth. So let this be your quiet revolution. Start small, start scared, but start. Every time you say no from a place of inner conviction, you say yes to the life that's waiting for you. And maybe, just maybe, that's the moment your real life begins. Would you like a short call to action at the end for YouTube, like subscribe or share if this helped? And lastly, don't stop seeking wisdom